Welcome to sampling a Sentinel cage. So I'm going to disinfect my hood, and this is the cage I'll be sampling. I have my supplies already ready to go, and that supplies is a 50 ml conical tube, a 5 ml Eppendorf, 5 sticky swabs, a 2 ml Eppendorf, and a EAD Sentinel filter media. I removed the lid of the cage, and I'm going to make sure I document my sample as I open the cage so I don't potentially cross-contaminate samples in different tubes. So we're about halfway through exposure, and that's where we're at. So first I'm going to sample and take out the filter media after giving it a good wash in the bedding, and add it to my 50 ml conical tube. Next I'm going to collect 10 at minimum fecal pellets and add them to the 2 ml Eppendorf tube. These pellets are selected at random. I make sure I sift through the bedding pretty well to try to get a good random selection. I try to avoid any corncob bedding and excessive nestlet material in all of these sample types when I'm submitting them. So right now I'm going to filter out more of the corncob that I picked up. This can also be done with forceps. Once I have all my pellets collected, I put my tube aside, and then I open my 5 sticky swabs. 5 is the minimum sample size that I submit. I want a good sample, so I use 5 swabs per cage. I make sure I get all across the surface area of the bottom of the cage, sift through the bedding pretty thoroughly. Make sure I'm sifting through the bedding. Then I tap the excess bedding off the swab tips. We don't want to send that stuff in. We want our actual DNA sample. Break the swab tips off in the 5 ml Eppendorf. Now I have all 3 sample types ready for submission. I replace the filter media because we're halfway through the cycle. I ensure to notate my last exposure date, and then I put the cage back on the rack.